Well, I think part of their scheme is from an option standpoint. Option teams sometimes are, there's more a lot of control of the ball, a lot of movement of the ball, so those teams are more susceptible to turnovers. So we've got to be conscious of that, certainly in our as we go through option responsibility, but also we're heightened that hey, it's an opportunity for us to go after turnovers. And as we've seen in the last 3 or 4 games, we haven't been able to turn over the ball. We had a big turnover in the red zone on Saturday. But our success throughout this year has been based on getting turnovers. And I think this is a good opportunity for us to be able to see how other people have had success all over the field, being able to create turnovers. Well, I think as we watch film, just when you see that ball, whether it's the quarterback carrying the ball, whether it's a lot of reads and whatnot on option football, there's opportunities out there. And so we try to make our guys in film study, show them situations where other teams have had success, and hopefully we can simulate that. Right. Absolutely. We had a couple new stunts. Actually, the stunt that got the sack in the first series of the third quarter was a stunt we had early in the game and got cut off, which created a big seam. The other one was a blitz. We were bringing 6, and there was a seam, and he stepped up, and that was the end of the second quarter where he had a long run. But he was a quarterback we were conscious of that would step up and look for seams to be able to step up and run, and especially early in the game, we didn't do a very good job of making sure that we built a wall, made sure our lane integrity was good, and we got better in the second half, and I think it helped. Obviously, we played better in the second half. Well, I think on his pass game, one of his first or second options is run. A lot of a lead draw, that blocking back, a lot of times will lead up, and so you've got to be very conscious of him. He's a big, physical, strong young man that you have to be conscious of him, whether when he's dropping back for pass or whether he's just under in the gun with one back next to him. He's always got the opportunity, and he's their leading rusher right now. Our coverage, we were in a man blitz, a man blitz, and they motioned out to empty, so it took one of our blitzers out, and we were in man coverage with a low hole, or a single high safety. John Crawford was single high safety, so, and John was just a step or two away from getting there. Zach Shaw did a great job pass rushing on blitz and hit the quarterback, and we were just a step or two away by our young safety, our middle safety. Tony Fields had number 2, and they did a good job. They gave us a different personnel group, and we were prepared. We knew they were very versatile down in the red zone, especially 2-point plays in that situation, and practiced a lot of different scenarios with man blitz. Well, I think at that situation, it's they put formation in the boundary, and that's a situation where Tony's put on typically he'll have either a tight end over there. So, I think if he was in a position, maybe he would have thought closer, maybe been able to take a chance at taking him down, but at that situation he didn't. I think especially with guys like Tyler Green. Tyler Green is, while a guy like Jonathan Crawford's played probably as much as any safety in the country right now, Tyler Green still has a lot of maturing and development to do. He's played in only a couple of games right now, so we still got to push him. Yet Jonathan Crawford, you really got to cut back on him. He's never had a season like this in high school, and so he's a guy that's been banged up a little bit, and so you kind of got to limit his reps. But then some of those young guys, obviously, you've got to continue to develop them, and the only way to really do that is with repetition. And so. Yeah, I think it depends on the individual, how much they've played, how much more development they have. But, guys like Rashard Fant, Jonathan Crawford, you really have to, you certainly want to be able to prepare them for this opponent because Maryland does have great skill. I mean, I think everybody I've talked to comments on how they have great skill, so we've got to do a great job in the secondary. But, I think our guys need to be fresh. Coach Wilson's done a great job this week with changing our schedule around a little bit just to keep the guys a little bit fresher at the end of the week. I asked our guys, asked them, hey, give me some feedback on what it is in the third quarter. And I don't know if our guys just, feel more confident in what they're doing after a half a play. We get in, talk to them, settle them down. For some reason, I would imagine we're one of the best teams in the country in the third quarter. Now, we certainly got to continue that. We really gave up 3 points the last play of the game in the second half. And, I think one thing we have to be able to do with our offense being so dynamic, we've got to be able to get a few more 3 and outs. We were on the field a long time in the second half, and we need to be able to get off the field and let our offense go. And so I think that's something we're challenging our guys is, those long drives, we got to be more aggressive and we got to get off the field. Yes. Well, that was a double move to Rudock. They had a good matchup there. It was a man coverage, and he just did a good job on a double move and beat our safety. Yeah, I thought that they did a good job at moving. We were very concerned about him. As far as obviously we think he's one of the best tight ends in the country, and we're concerned about him going into the game and knew they moved him all over the place. Had him at number 1 receiver at times, split out, and probably utilized him more in different scenarios and matchups than they had done all year. I am. I think the development of those young kids, especially our young guys. I think we've continued to develop, and a couple of them, Jameel Cook, was playing really well and went out with an injury. Andre Brown, or a couple of young guys. So we need to get some of those guys back, and certainly anticipate getting a few of those guys back and them to continue to develop. We knew coming into the season we were going to have a lot of young guys back there, and certainly they've been tested, but I think that they've continued to get better. And, a guy like Tyler Green, we didn't even anticipate playing. And he's jumped in the last 3 weeks and did some good things. Took some lumps out there, but, he's a young man that I think he had 6 or 7 tackles and did some good things. Well, I think both of them are very similar. Likely and Peppers are outstanding athletes, outstanding return guys. And, I think we did a decent job on Peppers from a standpoint of didn't make too big of a deal, but we certainly knew when he was on the field as coaches from what we were going to call. Plus our players knew that there'd be a different scenario. And so Likely is a guy that's very explosive, and we've got to be aware when he's on the field what they're doing and being aware of him, because you see what he's done just from a total yardage standpoint as a returner. For them to be he's got great hands, can catch the ball, whether it's fly sweeps, they utilize him in a lot of different ways. So he will be a guy that, much like Peppers, will be very familiar with. All right. Thank you.